It's my light. Today is June 11th, 2021, and I just got off of punishment. So this strike, it expires after 90 days. The strike was on June 3rd, 2021, and I wasn't able to upload. Same thing. Upload, post, or live stream. This says the same thing if your channel gets a second community strike. Because this is now over, I'm able to upload videos now, finally, on Robin's Hood channel, and I'm able to post and live stream. But I wasn't able to for 7 days. Actually, they kind of stretched it to like 8 because or 7.5. But it's a week of punishment that you're supposed to see goose eggs on my channel from the 3rd, from the day I got the strike. All the way up to the punishment. So June 4th, this was published. It got 240 views. It normally wouldn't have gotten any. And then the link below took you to the other channel that had the that day's fresh video. So for those that haven't caught on, or you haven't understood that this was a punishment that YouTube said that they gave me, but I was still able to upload a couple of videos on the 4th, June 5th, June 6th, June 7th, June 8th, June 9th, and June 10th yesterday. This one got 300 views. So when you clicked on this video, this video isn't the point. This isn't the message. This is a video from before. The message is right here in the link. And so out of 150, 160. So it's based. So on June 7th, there's 123 views of a video that's unlisted. You can't find the video because it's unlisted unless you actually typed in maybe the entire title. But if you get a link, you can just copy the link and send it. Smart. And who is that woman? So it's a dimensional travel. It's a place that I went for an entire week that I've never been before, because the last time I got a strike, I just didn't upload from Robin's Hood, and I went over to Summer Is Here. So traveling in a new dimension means you're going from something that wasn't even supposed to be into being able to upload something that got 300 views and going down to the dimension where it's a video from the other channel. So I'm still able to connect my video for that day, which was June 9th, under punishment, because today's the 11th. I finally got off punishment today. This is the first time I'm uploading a fresh video without having to go around the loophole. But that's what the loophole is. So that's 127 people. It doesn't even matter what I'm saying. That's not even the point. My point is that it's just the fact that YouTube said you can't do something, and you clearly see me doing it.
Take your help.
They also said you can't live stream. And you clearly see me live streaming, communicating with my subs. Even the cat in the box, or that's out of the box, or cat in the bag. And so I'm able to still communicate with my subs, with you guys. Most of you already know because you already went and clicked on the 300. But you're probably thinking, like, what? I don't understand this is like from before or something. Well, yeah. I've gotten more prepared next time. So next time around, because I didn't feel like staying punished. I didn't feel like I needed to, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to stay in my freaking chicken coop. June 10th.
I've got a couple of critters sitting here on my arm right now. I have to kind of show you guys what's going on here. These are my wife's little chickens that are they're the two babies, two new additions to the family there. They did not want to stay in their pen. I got a little pen here in the office, and they decided that they wanted to come up here and be with me.
I'm trying to just read the scripture, but I guess it gives it an explanation, almost like an interpretation. The great world city overthrown. This scarlet attired woman is that miserable attempt made in every age to counterfeit the true church of the living God. Man does not like the religion. Man does not like the religion of the cross, of faith, of self-denial, and each age has witnessed some false systems from which all these objectionable elements are eliminated. Surely, I'm looking to read the actual passage. Mystery explained. I could see that the woman was drunk with the blood of the saints and the witness of Jesus, and I was utterly amazed at the sight of her. Why are you so amazed? The angel said, I will tell you the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carries her, which has the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that you saw, it was and now is no more, but is about to come up out of the abyss and go to its destruction. And those who dwell on the earth, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, they're going to marvel when they see the beast that was and is not and yet will be. So if your name's not written in the book of life, then you're not gonna know who the beast is. So you're gonna marvel. This calls for a mind with wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sits. There are also 7 kings. 5 have fallen, 1 is, and the other has not yet come. But when he does come, he must remain for a little while. The beast that was and now is not is an 8th king who belongs to the other 7 and is going into destruction. The 10 horns you saw are 10 kings who have not yet received the kingdom, but will receive one hour of authority as kings along with the beast. These kings have one purpose. It's to tell the news abroad. Here's your proof right there. These kings have one purpose, to yield their power and authority to the beast. The victory of the Lamb. They will make war against the Lamb, and the Lamb will triumph over them, because he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and he will be accompanied by his called and chosen. He will be accompanied by his called and chosen and faithful ones. Then the angel said to me, the waters you saw, where the prostitute was seated, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns and the beast that you saw will hate the prostitute. So the beast and the 10 horns are going to hate the prostitute. Even if the prostitute was a spirit that was dwelling inside of you, you would start to hate that spirit. And if it's separate, either way, these 10 kings and that beast that you saw will hate the prostitute, hate the whore. They will leave her desolate and naked, and will eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For God has put it into their hearts to carry out his purpose by uniting to give their kingdom to the beast, until the words of God are fulfilled. And the woman you saw is the great city that rules over the kings of the earth.
Friends, Jacob is here once again. Thanks for pressing play, and thank you, all of you. I don't know if you know this, but a lot of you are part of what's happening right now. I'm sure you're well aware that the calling, right? I said it for years. How long did I say? I said, oh, it's going to be a bestseller. Oh, it failed the first time, second. I even talked about it just 3 weeks ago in the show. Just know how close you are to my heart. You may not see me, but I keep my eyes firmly planted on you. You're never alone. We are one. As for this note, my messenger will see fit to release it to the world as a work of fiction when the time is right, causing no alarm among the masses until after the truth of this great work is revealed. Interesting, because
See, we're just out here doing some farming work, getting the property beautiful here.
And my wife's little chickens that are from the 2 babies, 2 new additions to the family there.
Henry,
They did not
he's
want to
talking
stay
about
in
your
their
egghead.
pen. I got a little pin here in the office, and they decided that they wanted to come up here and be with me.
Well, thank you all for stopping by. So
No problem there. We'll see you later.
See you all for stopping by. So we're just out here doing some farming work.
For those that don't know the story, my boss told me to spread the good news about the farm that he bought. This is from just saying, giving an idea, like literally an AI communication. This wasn't even something I said out loud with actual words that you even heard. I typed something into a cellular device and said to my boss, David, that, obviously he has the means to do whatever he wants on the planet. And at this time, 9 months ago, I spread the seed where I said to him, and whether he did it or not, I don't know yet. It's just something that was, ironically enough, I said something about my advice to you, not that you need it, would be if you, because you have the ability to do so, buy a farm close by. And that way, when the economy collapses, because of the mandatory things that are going on with the thing that goes here, and so when you already have something set up, you're self-sufficient, you don't need to rely on the government like that. All in a message, and then 9 months later, he said, I bought this farm. So, I mean, this is quite a landscape property. And everything has purpose purple, dressed in purple. Looks pregnant. There's a hand holding something up. This has like a kind of frog or something. Something in its hand over here, something in that's hand there. And then some guy here looks like he's smoking a pipe. Looks like a fish is jumping up out of the water. So cool how things from, even if it's not even purposed, just things that you look at from the sky have such a crazy like design, like as if that was a person's face and his eye and a nose with just you only see the one eye is there, like a king's hat, king's crown. Man, it's so cool looking. And even this, like next door to it, it looks like that like a ride you hang, you sit down on the snow when you get on the snow. You can when you go down the slope and then you got to go back up, like one of those. One. So there's two of them on that one. Three of them, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. 10 houses here. It's a cool garden in the dead center for everybody to hang out, meet at. It sure looks identical. And I don't know, this house looks a little scary. Like it has like a hatchet in its hand, heading over in that direction over there. Or like a flag being waved, white flag. Is that the flag being waved? Looks like she has a straw right there. Almost looks kind of drunk, like tipsy, falling all over the place, pregnant. Or it could just be a waitress walking with the dish. Just go up a little bit more. And you have like an alien face, a woman with the hand out. There's a bunch of things over holding in the back. Hands all the way out over here to the upper mainland, reaching out to the upper mainland. So everything's connected. This whole landscape is connected. I don't know how far it goes, but it's so cool how they sketched it out. And then this is like the head. And then there's 10 houses back here with the key, with the Jacob's ladder, Coles, CT. Look at that heart pull. That's so cool. With the hatchet or the trumpet. Either way, it's in the hand, going in that direction. He even has a swamp to drain. And then when you take that as the eye of the horse, and it has that thing wrapped around its face, like the bucklers or whatever you want to call it, the beak. Like the horse's nostril and the eye. You're zooming in closer here with the eye of the bird's beak. Here I go, scoping out landscapes again. Now it looks like it's like mechanical, just peeking out. In a bucket, looks like a bucket. Now it almost looks like a monkey with a sipping on a baba. There's his eye. His one eye is open. It's crazy, man. And then to top it off, there's actually a Jacob Park right there. Looks like the Roadrunner. Yep. See the Roadrunner? The head, hair, the speed in the back, the tail. He's out of there. Jacob Reef Park. Very similar.
Fear not. Do you know what takes place on my birthday this year? It's interesting. It's like a minor holiday. It's called Rosh Chodesh of Tammuz. Chodesh of Tammuz, which is, by the way, it marks the beginning of a new moon. But this year it's about Joseph. In his life, there was.
See, the moon. When the sun and the moon. When the sun represents the Son of God, and then the moon represents the Lucifer, light bringer. In a sense, well, the moon, the lesser light, the rule of the night, gets its light when it brings the light to who he's bringing the light to. As the moon, you get the light from the sun. The sun, from what we're told, it reflects to the moon. It gives it its light, and that's how we see it in the sky. Is the moon takes the light from the sun and then now becomes the light bringer.
It's a great famine in the land, right? But Joseph was sent so that there'd be enough grain. He'd be able to, right? He stored up the treasure. He stored it up for years. He said, store it up, because the famine's coming. But he thought that it was really just grain and corn.
Well, yeah, just in case, just to make sure.
It was back then, and maybe it will be today. I don't know, but really, it's about the truth of God.
See, when I said it to my boss, David, I gave him advice freely and just said how I thought the economy was going to go 9 months ago. That seed gave birth to an idea to possibly buy a farm. Like, that might have been it. So, Dave, I'm going to ask you that question, the first thing I'm going to ask you. So, what made you do it?
It's about the power and wisdom of God, which is Christ in you, the hope of glory, rising from the dead To be carnally minded is death. In any event, it just is exciting. It's exciting. I'm excited. I don't know what's coming, but I feel like it's something big. And I feel somehow that you and me are part of that big, like in a great way. So really just lean into it like I leaned into this. You might be right,
Jacob.
Faith, with faith, all things are possible.
They even got a park for you.
With God, all things are possible.
Now,
do me a favor.
Named after you.
Make sure and share the videos around. Tell your friends.
I'm telling everybody.
Hit the like button. Leave a comment.
I like it.
If you want to get a copy of the novel, get the paper book. You get it's a birthday gift. Yeah, sure. Right? Why not?
Hey, I mean,
appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, birthday gift would be nice to have one of your books to read. That'd be pretty cool.
And if you if the story means something to you, please go to Amazon, leave a review so more people find out about it. Tell people about the book. Netflix series. And it's just crazy to see everything come to pass at a time when I said, oh, it'll come to pass. Right? This is awesome. You should be encouraged. Now remember, this is the same for you. It's not just me, I'm for you. This great truth is going to be poured out on everyone. And I'm hoping that it'll wake people up and people will start to love people.
And for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore in their land they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them. For I, Yahweh, love judgment, and I hate robbery for burnt offering, and I will direct their work in truth, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them. As I said, the everlasting covenant that's in Ezekiel chapter 37.
She also has like an alien neck and a head, green alien head, reaching all the way out to the upper mainland. Looks like this guy's putting, golfing. Hockey stick, golf club. Is that Paul Begley? That must be fun designing landscapes from up above. It could just simply be pregnant, getting ready to give birth. Man, it looks similar to that Yeshua that I made. The shoe for the foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Garden of Eden, right in the middle. Look at that.
Years they sat back and they didn't do nothing, right? They didn't do nothing. But now they will intervene. Is this why? They've been given a steady drip, 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 right? Well, you know, on the channel, what did I say? I even said it would be 2021. I said 2020, the finale begins, and I said, you know, and then here we are.
I'm just gonna lean into it.
A little prayer, and then boom, the book's. I mean, that doesn't normally happen. You know, it's like it's time to maybe give God some glory. Maybe it's time to believe bigger. Maybe it's time to understand that you know, the rain was held back for a long time. But now maybe it's time to share the truth of God. You're the witnesses of God. Maybe it's time to speak blessing and not curse over your life. And wisdom tells me the end will justify the means, and our suffering will seem as nothing compared to the joy and the power we're about to inherit. I ache for the moment.
Like 93 of them.
Purpose is fulfilled, and the darkness holding mankind in chains is extinguished by the light. I have not abandoned you. It was for your good that I went away, but know this, I have never left you. And
yeah, I mean, I try my best to stay in touch with everybody.
Bringing us into Jubilee.
Jubilee year of release deals largely with land property and property rights.
Blessed are those that wait 1,335 days because they're going to get their inheritance. And look at what's happening now. So the path goes north from remote regions of Canada through Greenland, North Pole, Siberia, and viral, which freaks me out because we're talking like millions of views all of a sudden. I actually deleted that one. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to lean into this. And then the very next video I do goes viral again. And then here we are. How many years later? So strange. But back then, I didn't want to talk about the goofy. I had like an egg-shaped dream. My house, it looked like an egg or a shiny Tic Tac. Back then, they didn't say that was real. Now we know that these are, in the dream. I said, don't worry, it's just a drone. Before I get into all the ins and outs of what I believe is coming, which is, it's an extraordinary claim, but there's a lot of evidence to back up that very shortly our world is about to change. And guess what? How many times have I said things that'll happen and then they happen? Not like I'm so great because I don't know what I'm doing, right? The last show that I had, it was because I was watering the grass. But I want to show you something because I hide things, right? Because I believed that we were going to see, something extraordinary, and I hid it in the thumbnail. I want you to take Angel holding in his hand. See the footage where I literally prayed. You probably didn't even know this, but I held the book and I literally prayed and I said, Lord, will you show them? Will you show them that you're real? Will you make something? Will you make something happen? Will you make the impossible possible? What's it going to take to prove to all of you that God is real? Felt like God told me to write this book. I did. I wrote it the hardest part of my life many years ago. It was first published in 2008. The story is important. I've always believed it was important. This time, and I still didn't believe it. I was at work, working my humble little job, right? Dealing with just a bunch of people, goofy people. And I find out on my phone that the calling has become an Amazon #1 bestseller.
The servant that he, the master, shall make him, the servant, ruler over all of his goods, rule on earth, and sit on the seat of David as a visor, as a co-regent.
You see it right there.
$328.
Is a faithful and wise servant, whom his master hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat, food in due season. Blessed is that servant whom his master, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, and he's speaking to the servant, that he...
I know she knows a lot about this as well. And that was the scripture of Revelation 18, specifically from verse 8 to verse 11, when it talks about the great whore. And it says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine.
And is also Messiah a son of Levi, and also Messiah a son of Solomon and King David. And to sit on David's throne, he has to be a blood descendant of King David. I also prove that this person will be adopted by Yahweh, and he will be made his firstborn, and he will be set higher than the kings of the earth. The person will be prince of Messiah Yeshua's kingdom, have a covenant of peace made with him. Part 2. I'm going to recap how this person is a descendant of King Solomon and a Solomon type, who is adopted and made son. He's made a firstborn son, and will build the house of Yahweh.
Keep an eye on this.
I also
and
will
if this thing comes down here and starts asking for firstborn and secondborn, well, I'll bring that to you live, and we'll have some aliens on the Global Witness Channel. And trust me, nothing would surprise me. I don't see any other stars in the sky, but you sure see that.
Identify all the locations in Scripture that mention the servant David, and also identify how this person is also the branch. And also identify how this person is also the branch.
Oh, let me put the book in the cover as a testament, God, that the angel is saying it's going to be a bestseller, and then it's a bestseller on the day I put the arrow to. I got to tell you, this stuff been happening for years in my life, right? Because you know, Jacob, wrestler, I was the head writer for wrestling. Jacob, last person I wrestled was named Angel, was a youth pastor, choked him out. Jacob.
See, even
I gotta tell you, this stuff been happening for years in my life, right? Because you know, Jacob, wrestler, I was the head writer for wrestling. Jacob, last person I wrestled was named Angel, was a youth pastor, choked him out. Jacob worked for,
even as a spiritual choking, where you're choked out because of you lost, like you lose the battle, and you basically you're suffocating in your own fight when you're losing.
Ring of fire. So that means that the moon is farthest away. So it doesn't cover the sun completely, but the fact that this is taking place at sunrise. It's been dark.
June 28th,
sun's rising,
Monday.
But the sun is still.
Second 9/11, all the way up until 9/11 of this year. When if there is no second 9/11, well then my predictions will stop. But in the meantime, to have like a cursed birthday, but not really, because it would be dark on that day, but not exactly. But at 5:55 a.m., if you go 5:55 a.m. in the morning, that's the time where it's kind of dark, and then it's starting to, the sun rises up.
Jerusalem that God has judged.
Steve, my condolences to the Italian family.
In the book of Revelation, Jerusalem
with
is
that
not
that rail cart incident. It was a rail cart, like a it was over in Italy. It's a rail cart incident. I believe the suspended, right? The ones that are up in the air, like suspended. Not sure if that's the one, but that's what it looks like. And deceive them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by the sword, and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no one might buy or sell, save he that has that mark, or that name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Now here's the real question.
Wall Street, Rothschild banking system.
Who's moving out?
Nations such as presidents and these kings and stuff from all over the world that have made all kinds of alliances with Israel.
Who's moving out of the Quarry Hill?
This one part here, kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, might very well be interpreted as those that were supposed to be reigning with Christ, those pastors, those teachers, those evangelists that have been supposed to be reigning with Christ, but instead of you reigning with Christ, you committed fornication with what? With a Nephilim, viper, serpent, demonic nation. And as a result, you've given power over unto the beast. No wonder why her sins come before God and she'll be judged. What do you believe that this Antichrist figure that they're going to raise up in Israel to be Jesus instead of the true Barabbas that he is, the Antichrist himself in this day? I'm Steve.
And it is not to say, Steve, that Catholic Church or Vatican is any good, because we know it's part of Antichrist system.
Sure
and
it
it
is.
Because from the beginning, I gave a lecture on this a long time ago.
Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, Who seeth us, and who knoweth us?
Slide is the same slide from my previous video about the servant David type and from my previous video,
which was part 1, Elijah equals the 2 sticks of Ezekiel.